You're listening to Excellence Above Talent, a podcast where we have the hard conversations about the lives of men and what leads us to achieve greatness and suffer defeat. Hear from other men's journeys as well, as we all learn and grow together to become inspirations to ourselves and those around us. And now your host, Aaron Thomas.
What's up, my beautiful people? Aaron Thomas with Excellence Above Talent. I wanted to talk about men being mysterious on this week's podcast. I was driving home from work and this thought popped into my head. Why do men feel like they have to be mysterious in order to get women? And let's just be honest. In this society, men who are more mysterious than others, women gravitate to more. Now, that could just be my negative thought process, or there's some truth to what I am saying. So I've done it in the past where I tried to be mysterious. I tried to act like I didn't care. I tried to give her less than what I felt like she needed in order for her to want me more. But as I started to play that game of being mysterious, of holding back, of not appreciating the person that she is, I started losing myself in this process. I started losing myself in the game of changing who I was in order to make her intrigued or make her want me more. It's that push and pull effect. If I push, she doesn't want. If I pull back, then she wants. And it's just a game that it has to be played. And I understand and get it. But you don't have to be mysterious to play that game of push and pull. And if you don't believe me, try it. And it goes for both men and women. If there's someone you like, or if you're in a relationship or in a marriage, it's one of those things where if there's always constant, that person gets bored. So if there's a little pullback, the person that pulls back, the other person is going to push towards. And if you are the person that's pushing forward, then that person is going to pull back. It's just something that I've learned over time. It's something that happens in most relationships. I can't say all because I'm not an expert. I'm just talking from, experience. So to me, I think a man who is mysterious is a man who doesn't know himself. And I don't think it is a smart thing for that man to be mysterious for women who are looking for mystery, but don't know necessarily what they're looking for. And so it becomes this vicious cycle. And I'm seeing it now with friends, where they're trying to be something that they're not for women who don't even know what they want in their life. And they're conforming and they're changing for no reason. Because if someone wants you, you shouldn't have to change for that person. And there's a lot of men out there who feel like they have to change in order to get women. And I just question, why do you feel like you have to change in order to get women? Why not just be your true, authentic self and allow the people that want to be in your life? It becomes a lonely place when you try to change the core of who you are for other people. And it's just not for women. It could be at a job or with friends or family. And so to me, a man who is mysterious is a man who really doesn't know himself. Like, he's legit mysterious. Like, he's mysterious to himself. And my guess is women think that's hot because they have the potential of cracking this code or changing this person or forming him into what she feels like a man should be. And there's a lot of women, just like there's a lot of men, but there's a lot of women out there who have not dealt with their childhood traumas. And they're jumping in relationships, forcing men to be a jacked up version of what they feel a man should be in their life. And if that man changes to become the man that she is wanting him to be, he loses. Because a woman doesn't want a man who she can change. She doesn't respect a man who she can change. You're viewed now as the weaker spouse. If I can change you, there's no respect. And then there's also a messed up situation as to when you don't change for a woman and she's trying to exude or exert power and control over your life. She'll also leave too. So it's important for you as a man to walk in your gifts, to walk in your purpose, and do not compromise who you are, the core of who you are. Now, if you don't take showers and you stink, there's nothing wrong with a woman saying, take a shower, you stink. You know what I mean? Like that's not the core of who you are. The core of who you are is your values, your goals, your purpose. You should never change the core of who you are in order to please anyone in your life. Because once you start to tinker with your core, your life then begins a downward spiral. You begin to lose yourself in the process of making everyone around you happy. And I'm speaking from experience on this. I did it a lot. I did it a lot. When I tried to commit suicide, I was doing it. And it just wasn't with my spouse. It was with family and friends. It was at work. I didn't like the person I was, or I didn't like the person I was becoming. And in this process of getting divorced, I did it again, to where I made myself to be something that I wasn't in order to make someone else happy. Newsflash, you will never make anyone happy. You can give them $1 million. You can do everything that they want you to do. Their happiness isn't contingent on what you do for them. You cannot make anyone happy, no matter how hard you try. Please get that through your head. You will never make anyone happy. And for some odd reason, I thought if I go over and beyond, if I do this, if I do that, then there's a potential of happiness that I could give her. And it's simply an illusion. You can't give anyone happiness. What you can give someone is consistency and grace and forgiveness and love and kindness. What you can give someone is an ear to listen, not trying to fix or one up. What you can give someone is the space to be allowed to be themselves, or the space to be allowed to step away from a conversation if it's getting heated, to calm down so you can come back to the table clear heads. But what you should never do is try to make someone happy. Because again, in the mindset that I was, trying to make everyone happy, trying to make everyone like me in all aspect of my relationship, I did not want to live. I didn't want to live because I was alone. And I was alone because I didn't know myself. And because I didn't know myself, I did not like or love me. And I am now in a process. And I'm still working through it. You know what I mean? Like, it's still something that I'm working through, because my divorce was final, I think June 29th, just last week, maybe 2 weeks ago. So it's been a year of separation, divorce, and then finally, getting the final. But in this process of getting a divorce and finally getting it, there's an understanding of where I am at now. And it's crazy, because I've always been the guy chasing after women and getting them. And I'm not saying like all the time, but it wasn't difficult. If I put my mind to wanting someone, then I would make that effort. And now I don't want to make any effort at all whatsoever. I've started to understand that majority of my relationships were based off of sex. And then from sex, we tried to create friendship. And that is difficult to do, because for me it is. Because then it's built off of not friendship, but sex. And I think I'm in a moment, or I'm in like a place in my life where, like, I'm not gonna lie, I want sex, but I don't want sex. I want sex because that's just what I know. That's just what I go to. that's what's easy, to run to someone and not even give them the best of me, giving them what I need to give them in order for me to feel good. And I realize that that's not something that is conducive to a healthy relationship if I am potentially looking for someone to, again, settle down with. Because I'm not a single type of guy, just not single. Now, I want to take the time to learn more about myself and continue to heal, but I'm not meant to be single. That's just in me. But now I'm in a process of building friendships that could potentially lead to relationships. But it's also scary because if I'm building friendships and someone I might like think that I am being weak or weird or not taking the initiative and I get put in a friend zone, then what? Right? But in my head now, I'm thinking, if someone puts me in the friend zone, I'm totally fine with that. But I don't feel like a person who puts me in a friend zone should get the opportunity once their eyes are open to, okay, crap, this is a good guy. But you see how it's just an oxymoron, because I'm like, I want to be friends, but I don't want to be put in the friend zone. So it's something I'm still working through. Something I'm still working on. That's why I'm not trying to jump into anything, because I don't want there to be any confusion as to what it is that I want, right? But I prefer now, or my goal is to create friendship first before anything else happens, because to me, it ends toxic in a lot of times. Hell, in every one of my damn relationships, it ended in a negative way, because I don't think it was built on friendship. It was built on lust. And in order for me to create a new standard, I have to do things in a different way, or just continue doing the same thing over and over and over and over again, expecting a different result, but never changing anything that I'm doing. And I just simply don't want to continue doing that neither. So now I have to put into place measures to make sure that I'm not falling into temptation. And that includes, not watching porn, not masturbating. If I see my eyes start to wander or look, just, snap myself out of it. Like, hey, yeah, she has a beautiful body, and then keep going. Looking, I don't think is the issue. It's the staring, and it's the staring and the ooh wee, what would I do to her type of thoughts that run through your head that creates issues. And so now I'm in a process where, and I'm not 100%. I'm still a dude. You know what I mean? Like I'm still a man. But I am challenging myself to continue to do better and be better, because I want better for myself. I want better for my future self. And I know that in order for me to be better for myself and my future self, I'm going to have to continue finding ways to alleviate the sexual tension or the mentality of sexual impurity until I find someone who I can first create a friendship with, and then kind of explore what leads from there. And while I'm saying it, and I think the issue with me is it sounds weak. Like from a society's viewpoint of how I'm talking about what I'm looking for now as a man, it sounds weak as hell. It sounds like there is no manliness in just trying to be friends with somebody. I should be on a prowl. I should be trying to get as many women as possible, or trying to get that person that I say I want. But I'm a big believer that in 2022, if men don't start adapting to what's going on with the changes that's going on in this world, we're all going to lose. And I'll say it over and over and over and over again, how your great-granddad, your granddad, and your dad was taught. It's not going to work in this generation. So you're going to have to adapt and become more creative as a man in order to find someone that is worthy of fighting for, or fighting for your family in a way that isn't how your dad and your great granddad fought for their family. Because it's different. There's a lot of difference differences in it now. And so I don't want men to get stuck in this like, well, this is the way it's always been done. Well, that's just stupid as hell. If that's the answer that you have for why you do the things you do, then you need to start questioning why you do the things you do. If certain females come around and you feel like you have to peacock or become boisterous and just doing all kind of crazy things, and you tell yourself that's what I've always done, well, you should start questioning, why do you do that? Or when you see an attractive young woman and instead of going and talking to her, you have these impure thoughts. And then if you do go and talk to her, you only have one thing in mind as to what you're trying to do. I had one of my friends, she reached out and she asked me, her and this guy were hanging out for a month, and she asked him the question, is this just a hookup? And the guy got mad. And then she was like, why would a guy get mad? And I'm telling her the guy got mad because, one, dudes who don't operate in communication know what they're doing. If we're not talking about what this is and I'm getting sex, I'm not going to bring up what this is unless I really want to make this work. And if I don't, my mouth is quiet. You're giving me what I need. It is what it is. But if a woman brings up the issue, the guy would tend to get mad and push away because now he understands and knows he has to have that conversation with her. And that conversation will potentially push her away because he's not looking for anything but sex. I didn't say butt sex. I said butt, B-U-T sex. I don't even know why I went there. But that's what he was looking for. And now he's upset because he's going to have to go out there and find it again, unless she's okay with it just being sex. But if she's not, if she's looking for somebody, then she's going to have to make that decision of, do I continue, hanging out with this guy who doesn't want anything but sex? Now I can't stop thinking about it. I'm pretty sure some of y'all now can't stop thinking about it neither. Help me, Jesus. I need prayer. Oh, snaps. So it's something that it happens. And again, this is just my perspective. I'm an expert in me. I'm not an expert in like everything else, but I mean, I just know kind of what I've been through and, what it is. And I just don't want men continuing down this path because it does nothing for anyone. The women are being broken and hurt. Men are already broken and hurt, and they're coming into these relationships and they're breaking and hurting people. And it's just like, what's the point of doing that? And it's not just men, but again, this is my niche. Women also do it too. Women aren't off the hook when it comes to any of this stuff. But I just want to bring awareness to men. You can't be a high value man running around trying to be mysterious to everybody. Now, I do believe there is discretion. You just can't go around telling people everything, but there has to be a level of realness and vulnerability that you bring to the table. Being mysterious is for the birds. A high value man is real and vulnerable, not mysterious, because being a mysterious man attracts women who are looking for mystery or a problem to solve. And they're not looking to you as like a man that could potentially be something for her. She's just trying to break down your walls to see who you really are as a person. And if she doesn't like who you are as a person after she has broken you down and broken down your walls, guess what, fellas? She gone. She's leaving. So you might as well just be real and upfront from the get, so that if you don't like it from the get-go, kick rocks, or you will kick rocks. They will not be around you. And if they want to be around you, if they enjoy your energy and enjoy being around you, then keep those people around you. But stay vigilant. Just because she wants to be around you doesn't mean she wants you. And you can tell when someone wants you and when someone doesn't want you. You can tell when you're being put in the friend zone. And being put in the friend zone is totally fine. You don't have to smash every single girl that you're friends with. You don't. They put you in the friend zone. Stay in the friend zone. Even if they're trying to get out of the friend zone, put them back in their place. You wanted to be friends. Let's stay friends. Stop being mysterious, fellas. Pay attention. Be aware of your surroundings, how they're treating you, how they're talking to you. But you don't have to walk around here acting like something that you're not in order to try to get someone that might not even like you once she finds out who you are. So, if anyone hasn't told you today that they love you, let me be the first to say I love you. You are awesome. You are amazing. You deserve the best that this world has to offer. Do not give up. Do not quit. The world doesn't get easier. You get stronger. Y'all have a great rest of your weekend. Y'all stay safe out there. And I'll see y'all next week. Love ya. Bye.
Thank you for listening. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast so you never miss an episode. And for daily, motivational, and up-to-date content, follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Excellence Above Talent. And remember, keep moving forward, never give up, and you are never alone in this battle. We'll see you next time.